What's up, Internet? It's 420 somewhere, and we're going to talk about the GOP, and we're going to talk about marijuana. You know, we're going to talk about the usual stuff. Hey guys, thanks for still being there. Sorry, I've been so swamped with so much work. I've just been working all day and I haven't had time to do this, but I'm so glad to be back and catch up on some news. We're gonna have two stories today, and we'll start with one out of Seattle, just out of nowhere. Well, not out of nowhere, but seemingly out of nowhere. They have legalized psychedelics. They have technically decriminalized, but the amount they have decriminalized, allowing it to be cultivated and to be used in certain therapies, makes it basically legal in the city. So all of the psychedelics that fall under this are psilocybin mushrooms, ayahuasca, ibogaine, and non-peyote derived mescaline. It seems to be the normal case now that peyote is being left out of all of these bills because of the religious need and scarcity of the plant, of the cactus. So it's not being in the same discussion as the other psychedelics, which is fine by me. I feel like I understand that point more than the other side. So yeah, go to Seattle and pretty soon you'll have some legal psychedelic therapy happening there. That'll be pretty interesting. Now the big story for me, I think one of the bigger stories that I've seen is Amazon has supported Nancy Mace's federal legalization, marijuana legalization bill. Amazon has kind of put itself in the forefront of trying to be an advocate for legalized marijuana, and some people are like, oh, it's just because you're trying to sell it in your marketplace and you're gonna make bank on it. They claim that that's not the case, that the reason is really it's just causing all of these headaches for hiring workers. I see both being the case. I see eventually, I'm sure they will start selling marijuana. I don't see why they wouldn't. They sell everything else. I think there are a myriad of reasons that they're getting in the front of this issue. One is it's good PR, two is it's good business, three is there's really no big downside. And they see Nancy Mace's bill as the path forward. And a little bit of a review about this bill specifically. It's a lot different than the Schumer bill and the Nadler bill. Schumer bill is in the Senate, Nadler bill is in the House, because the Nancy Mace bill is a Republican-backed bill. She is a Republican herself. She's kind of a little bit more moderate than, you know, the crazy ones. Redact that. I didn't say crazy. I don't want to say crazy. She's trying to basically reach across the aisle a little bit here and find some kind of compromise in this. And I see that as the way forward for marijuana. I have a lot of cynical views about the Democrats' side of marijuana on a federal level. I think Schumer and Wyden and Cory Booker are all kind of trying to own the issue and make it more about them winning a big thing in Congress than it is about getting it passed. And so that's why I don't think a lot of Democrats will get onto this bill, or it will take a while. It'll be beyond the midterms for anybody to do it. But the bill has some good things. It's a lot more skeleton than the Schumer bill, which is very social equity centric. However, let's look at the tax rates of each. So the Schumer bill would add a 10% tax rate, and the Nancy Mace bill will add a 3% tax rate, and then leave the rest to the states to kind of figure out what they want to do with legalization. It's very, very hands-off. It's very much like, it's legal, do what you want. We're gonna be over here hanging out. A 10% tax rate in a place like California, which already has about a 35% tax rate in some places, would add another 10%, so you're now getting a 45% tax rate. That's insane. And we have seen a bunch of stories come out recently where businesses, small businesses in particular in California, are completely getting run down from the amount of taxes and the amount of government intervention that is getting in the way of their business. So adding another 10% to what they have to deal with would pretty much ruin a lot of businesses. And I'm sure something would be done to figure that out. There would be some subsidies or whatever, but I can't see that being a way forward for a long time. Like 10% tax rates on top of everything is just way too much. Even 3% is kind of pushing it for some of these California businesses, but it's way, way better. And so I am announcing that I am endorsing that. I'm just kidding. I think the Nancy Mace bill is really, really good. And I think this is something that will probably be the way forward for federal legalization. And I think we just won't see that happen until probably next year. I actually do think next year is when we will see it, because the midterms are the only thing getting in the way of it happening this year. But yeah, the fact that Amazon's getting behind this, the fact that the Koch brothers are funneling so much money into the Mace bill, whereas the Democrats' bill aren't really getting that amount of attention. It seems this is clearly a lot more attention is getting gravitated to her bill. While we probably won't see a lot of any kind of substantial news about this bill this year, we will allow it to kind of soak into the consciousness of everybody, and next year we'll have some real discussions about federal legalization, which at this point doesn't even really mean much. I just looked at a map, and including CBD, if you include CBD, the only two states that have absolutely nothing are Nebraska and Idaho. Every other state in the country has at least some kind of low THC or CBD legalization. So we're like basically there. Obviously there are different steps to that, and medical marijuana access as opposed to recreational marijuana access is very different, but it's all going up slowly, and the only thing that's so far behind is the entire country, Idaho and Nebraska. Oh, I just want to end this with one stupid study that's like, duh. There's a study that came out that said that people who are marijuana users have better sex and have better orgasms, and that's like the most obvious kind of study. It's just silly that you would even want to do a study about that. Like, why? Just ask people, and they would tell you that yes, when you're high, you have way better sex. Sex is way better, and I don't think we needed an entire study about this, and then I don't think we needed headlines about this study, but here I am telling you. The scientists have confirmed all of the things you already knew about yourself, that when you're high, you have better sex. And that's it for today. I'm glad to be back. I will be back soon, maybe Friday, with some more marijuana stories, so I'll talk to you then.